an introduction really
necessary.
Konnichiwassup everybody, welcome back to another video, baby. It's live, it's happening, and it's on your screens. We're coming back with another video, and I've been saying I have been meaning to make this video. I've been waiting for the last year to finish. It's a rundown of last year's music, but you know what to do first. If you're new on the channel side, like, you have to subscribe, and you like the videos, go check out the old content. There's playlists for you to go through. But right now we're getting into some music, man. If you know what we're doing, music is like a big deal for me, man. And the Lesotho music scene specifically is something that I'm very passionate about, and I've always wanted to do a video on. I did a few videos like 2 years ago or a year ago, and every single year I promise that I'm going to be doing a few breakdowns into this albums, like the music that was dropped. And this is basically because I feel like Lesotho's music scene is at a place that's really healthy, and the industry is actually awake right now. Shout out to everybody making music, shout out to the creatives, and this is basically my OD to you guys to say you guys are killing it, man. From Konnichiwassup, a music critique, a music lover, just an audience, this is where it's at. Let's talk about this. I'm loving what I'm seeing, right? I'm shooting on an M50 and I'm looking at myself and I'm like, you guys deserve the quality that you need. The audio right here sponsored by Mototei Maiza, shout out to him. The cam right there, shout out to Machedi. 3 Eyes, man. Go check out our channel on YouTube as well. I'll leave the link in the description. We just shot another videos, but I had to do this. So this is a breakdown of top 10 artists, like projects that dropped last year in 2023. So let's get into it. I'm gonna be brief. There's gonna be honorable mentions, and these are all projects that I thoroughly enjoyed last year. Sometimes the criteria is different as to how much I enjoy an album, as to what goes into the project, as to the sound, as well. Also my inclination to different sounds. You know, kanaba motokata hip hop a lot more than you do other genres, or you listen to deep house more, or you listen to the Yanus more. But ideally, this is where we at. Let's get into this, right? The first one that we're gonna get into, in no particular order, these are the top 10 projects that dropped in 2023 by Lesotho artists from all over the world. And yeah, let's just get into it, man. Let's just get into it. At number 1, in no particular order, just starting off this one, I had to talk to Morena. Shout out to the king, bro. He released his tape, the first project, his debut EP last year. I think it was around January, and I was bumping that album. I really loved that project so much. From Miritlwana to the project that's in the song that are in there, Miritlwana, Heleru, and a lot more songs in that album. I just feel like that project, in fact that EP, is actually so wholesome. Also the sound that he was doing was so new, man. He was doing the psychedelic sound. If you've seen Morena perform, I have to say, you know what I mean, man. He's so spiritual. His writing is on a different level, the production level, also the way he takes his craft seriously. And let's be honest, he is the biggest export we've had in the air since Kommanda. Do you understand how serious this thing is? Because nobody tours more than Morena Leraba, and the music and the quality speaks for itself. Let's get into the second one. Shout out to that one. That was the first one, Morena Leraba. Go check it out on streaming platforms. It's Filasaha Mujela. So first thing again that you need to know is that every single project that I'm talking about is available on digital platforms. I'm not talking about projects that you can find anywhere else, on Spotify, on iTunes, and every other single platform that you can get music on. Most of them are available, right? The second project that I want to get into is this artist. Shout out to Pokayaborwa. Pokayaborwa's album, Ebitwa Mohlabani, is one of the most hard-hitting projects ever. It's hip-hop in our own tongue, man, Kasesotho, and the way he writes, and the cadence and the flow and the way he delivers, and the production. The production is crazy. First of all, there's one other song that I really like on that song. It's called Keletso with If you know who Kwatebo is, you know who this is. The sound is so Caribbean, bro, in that one song. But the way he played around with songs, with different sounds in different songs, I feel like this project deserves to be one of the top 10 projects that you should definitely check out. If you're wondering now about Soto Waitsanga, you know what they do, what kind of sound they create, go listen to Pokayaborwa's Mohlabani, and trust me, it is everything and more. Alright, number three, getting to this one. That unfuckwithable rapper Kid Turk, man, had the craziest rollout last year. The craziest rollout ever when he released this album, Better Late Than Ever, which was his debut album, because the only project he had dropped before that resembled an album type vibe was 1980X, which was a mixtape in 2018. But last year, 2023, he released a collection of songs that was pretty beautiful, man. I feel like a few of those songs timed are gonna age so beautifully. The rollout was crazy. Shout out for the graphics. He had beat packs, he had DJ packs, he had radio edits, man. And the way he was on a collaboration spree, man. He's done something with G Flags, he did 266, but the project itself, I feel like, was a proper combination of who this individual was. He's an amazing rapper. We know for sure that Turk can rap, you know, but in that project, obviously some people might feel like 1980X was a better project, but I feel like since it was this introductory project, it was a great way to debut as an album, man. So top three definitely, he's in there, and with no particular order, again, just one of the 3 albums that you need to check it out. So go check it out on Spotify as well, and make sure you bump that. The features are amazing. I loved what he did with specifically Mpomanare in there. Obviously your aura was in the space, and then we'll have artists like there's this gent from Leraba, and his name is Wanda. Wanda is an amazing gent. He also has a project that's been out since I think 2019, 2020. That was amazing on there. But talking about 2023, I think this is something you definitely have to check it out. So number 3 on there is Turk's Better Late Than Never. Go check it out. Getting into the next one, right? Getting to the next one is Mohato Abadimu's Toro Ya Phato. Oh man, what a beautiful album. He has an album that dropped last year that also features songs like Dithunya. And if you know Dithunya, and hey man, Dithunya is crazy. He has features from the lovely and amazing artist Pitso Ramahula, with a beautiful feature on there and so much more, man. It's so crazy to see them come together, and the sound, guys. I think everything that we're talking about, mostly, I think I want to put out there is the sound. We finally found our own sound, and it's so nice to see artists get into a production mode and release a body of work that represents where they are and how much work they've been putting into the craft. So Mohato Wabadimu with that Toro Ya Phato at number 4. Number five, let's get into number 5. Number 5 is very special for me. I don't want to lie. I think I bumped this album more than any other album, or maybe in my top 5 most listened to album last year. Even my Spotify Wrapped would tell you this, because I've been bumping. Pitso Ramahula's Trust, Haibe Kamako is such a beautiful project, bro. From Siponing to hell, man, so many songs. So I know the guys who produced it, and we've had a chat with them about it. Like the album is so clean. Also, where he's at mentally, the way he writes, nobody writes better than him. I'm afraid, you know, like I'm afraid nobody writes better than him in terms of the style that he creates. He's in the zone. He's the teacher. You know, you have your KRS ones for different spaces, like your American hip hop. You have the teachers, your Method Man's, Redman, Silbo, and all those guys who are saying, Bob Black Thought, who are like the teachers. He is in a different ancestral plane, bro. The songs on there are beautiful. You know, we have features from Doti, we have features from Mohato Abadimu on one of my favorite songs, just the last song on it. We have an amazing vocalist who was part of the Pitso Ramahula Trust, and everybody who worked on the project, you can actually feel them live through the project. And I don't know, man, it feels like a big prayer, that entire album. It feels like it was a big prayer. I've said this on a different podcast on Chilling with Junior, that project was amazing. So that's number 5. Go check it out. Pitso Ramahula Trust, Haibe Kamako, which means let there be foresight, let there be awareness, let there be consciousness. And Basud, if you're not listening to this project, you're playing yourself. Go check it out. And then let's get into this one. Number 6 is another project that I bump on a regular, man. It's solid. With this album, Nobody Cares. This is a stable based out in TY, Berea, and it's called Elevated Music. Elevated Music has people like Moses the Stoner, it has people like Irie Details, it has people like Solid. So Solid is an artist, man. He's bubbling up. He did another project that was called LYBB, and it was super nice. I loved the way it was, but he felt like the production wasn't up to par with what he released now when he released Nobody Cares. So Nobody Cares is really dope, man. I feel like he's an amazing writer and he's coming up, but as a project, it's deserving of the space, you know. It's deserving of the spot in my top 10 list. And again, in no particular order, but it's a beautiful project, man. One of my favorite soap songs is Light Up the Stove with Moses the Stoner. And hey, man, it's Light Up the Stove. We're cooking something, you know, something. Yeah, they're cooking. Like, it's actively something you can listen to, you can bump if you want to low down. And so the production at Elevated Music is scary. Moving on to the next one, go check out that solid project. It's called Nobody Cares on Spotify and iTunes, Apple Music as well. At number seven, not in particular order, but the 7th album on this project is Kommanda Obbs' Moya. I was waiting for this album for the longest time. That project is amazing, from Azania to Moya, to him having the people that he had on the project come in. But Leraba, not necessarily. Oh, there's Dinare, there's a song with Mahlanya in there where they just go off, where they just, I don't know, man. I don't even listen to Famo like that, but Homeboy came in with that crazy. I think I understood where he was when the project first dropped. In singles, I did not understand where he was going with it. You know, when he dropped Nigiorata, when he dropped the previous singles, I didn't know where he was, because it felt like it was too different from the Kommanda Obbs we know. And let's talk about it. Hands down, Kommanda Obbs has the best discography in the country. It's him, and he's paired with Sanko Mota and a few other artists, and Malay. You know, Malay Africa is an amazing vocalist with a crazy discography. But that project was a beautiful project, man, and I feel like it showed us that he's in an element where he's creating live music, he's creating music with a live band now. You could see the process, you could feel the process, you could feel where he's at emotionally, right? Yeah, and then we get into number 8. At number 8, hey, this is a beautiful one. I don't want to lie, man. I don't want to lie. I really loved this one. So I got plugged on to AJ47's tape that's called Too Young for Everything. Too Young for Everything is a project that is basically, I think it's explanatory in the name, in the title. So go check it out. I love Too Young for Everything, the actual track title, and a few others on there. I feel like as a body of work, it represents his mental space as well. Just like what I like. I always expect that from people. I want to understand where you're writing from. I want to understand where you are, you know. And it's so beautiful that people have stopped rapping about things that are kind of irrelevant to all of us. Now they're more serious about where they are in their music, and they're more live and they're more present. So AJ47's Too Young for Everything, right? And at number 9, I'm gonna get into this one. HBK, man. HBK's project. It's called Identity Crisis. It has features from your boy, the Bobby Strings is on there, your Mali Timber is on there with some beautiful tracks. Even though I had a few issues with it, specifically because I felt like it was a project, and then he stopped working on it, and then he put on some other songs. But I still feel like it deserved a spot to be, because sonically it's a really great album. It's a really great composition, and the way he put it out was also beautiful, man. He just doesn't promote it enough. Promote your music, man. Otherwise people won't listen. It's also available on Spotify. Go check out those songs. Go check out the features and all of that jazz. And at number 10, I'm going to get into this one. This one is one of my favorite all-time albums, dropped late in the year, 2023. It's by Origin Music, and it's Mabote 29. Mabote 29 is a beautiful Afro soul type album, and they're an amazing band. I've worked with them before, and it was so beautiful to see all the singles come together to create this project that felt complete in its own sense. And the production from Chopster Beats, shout out to Chopster and everybody else in that space. And it was just beautiful to see them. They've grown so much. One of my favorite songs in there, they have Kommanda Obbs on a song on Meralo, and there's also the Khaleke, I think Milipi or with Don Zibiano, and man, Kingsway Chulo in there. It is a beautiful, beautiful project, and I do not want to lie. It's one of the most amazing alternative projects to ever drop out of Lesotho in a very long time. And talking about completeness in essence is so beautiful. There's an ode to former members in there, your Lerato Majara and all of that jazz. Your Sam was coming in, Mugasti was coming in, all the band members came into play by the vocals, the raps, the writing. Shout out to Ndadeto no for the way he writes. Shout out to Mugasti, the way he delivers. Shout out to everybody's, on the bass, on the drums, everybody else was coming in playing the part, and it was such a beautiful project, man. And I think that wraps up my top 10 projects. What did I say? The first one I said is Leraba, and then there's Pokaya, there's Turk, there's Mohato Abadimu, there's Pizzo Ramachula, there's Solid, there's Kommanda Obbs, AJ47, there's HBK, and then there's Origin Music in the 10th spot. But let's get into the part where it's honorable mentions. Honorable mentions, I'm going to be getting into this because I feel like these projects were also amazing, just that I couldn't put them in the same 10 spots because there's only 10 spots, but these were amazing projects that I really enjoyed last year. Let's get into a different sound. There's also this new kid on the block. His name is Atizi, man. Atizi has the sound. He's a fun little kid. I saw him at Mokito Mahipi perform some of the tracks, man, and this project, it's on Sugar Leti, as in Sugar Leti, Tekere Leti is really a nice project. He has songs like Welele on it, and he's an amazing performer. He's charismatic, and the way he produces his sound, he's easygoing. And it's an alternative sound from what we usually know. Most youngins specifically, imitate your Ntadistanas because he's made it with the sound, but he doesn't do that at all. So go check it out at ATIZ with Sugar Leti. And then another one, another honorable mention is to my boy Scott with Afroyano. Afroyano was dope as hell. I love that project, and I think it's because the capacity for most producers is limited, specifically producers who are DJs as well, but he came in with something fresh, and I absolutely loved it. Another DJ who also created something that I loved was Dali LS. Dali LS is into Afrotech, and he produced Tears of Africa. Tears of Africa was a beautiful project as well. If you're into the hard-hitting sounds of North Africa, your East Africa, your Ghanaians and Ugandans love this. I know people from Eswatini love Afrotech, and it's still a very present genre, and it's so nice to have a breath of fresh air. The sound is a little bit different, but the way he does it is he gave it his feel and his touch. Another one is coming down from my boys at Utopia. Utopia dropped Mind's Eye with a few tracks. There's an EP in there. It was a nice project, and it deserves to be on my honorable mentions on here. Another one coming in is Tori with D&D, man. Do Not Disturb is such a beautiful tape. Loved it, and I feel like it's also another project that you should check out. There's a few songs on there that I love. It's only like 4 tracks, but I think it's a very nice project to listen to. And this is just me to say that last year was crazy with the projects, man. Last year was incredibly crazy. Getting into another genre, we have Ivy Details, The Calling. The Calling, you need to experience Ivy Details to know where he's at. He's on Hossein Fela with Solid on the other project that I talked about, and Nobody Cares. And he's so easygoing, man. But like his other project that I dropped before them, like Bandem, that had Bandem on them, and other songs, he does a Caribbean type feel of his take, but he's a rapper type element, man, and you need to experience that to know the full diaspora of Lesotho's music scene. Go check it out. It's called The Calling. Yes, and then we also have another one by MJ Lai. MJ Lai dropped Royal Boy last year, and it was crazy. He also is into experimenting right now. He's worked with people like Docs the Maverick, your PTA boys, and the new sound, he just dropped something else, honestly, like recently in 2023, but that 2024, but we're not getting into that. We're going to be talking about just this project from last year. Go check it out, Royal Boy. It's a really nice project. It's on digital platforms. you should check it out, definitely. And then we could also talk about another honorable mention, man. Is Majestic Time. I released the project last year. I thought it was a pretty decent project, you know, and it's crazy that Majestic is still making music right now. But as one of the people who created music for the longest time, it's so nice to see them be present in the music scene and release a project. I know you're wondering, where are the girlies, where are the sisters, where guys work? You know, I need projects. I've been saying I need projects, but for me, to you guys, that's about that with my top 10 projects from last year and honorable mentions. Thank you so much for watching the episode. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. Go check them out. I'm going to leave links to at least a playlist of the songs that features some of the songs, but the artists and all of this will be mentioned in here in this project. Shout out to you for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. Peace out. Konnichiwassup, Leraba, you must see me. Kommanda. Shout out to everybody else on the side. Let's go.